The sorghum-sudangrass behind me is out of control, and that's a great thing in a lot of ways. But what do you do when you don't want it to be out of control anymore? How do you terminate it? That's what we're talking about today. When it comes to sorghum-sudangrass, we know it's a great biomass producer above ground and below ground. Well, given its vigor, it's kind of a polarizing cover crop. Some people absolutely hate it and they say they cannot get rid of it, and other people love it and don't have a problem getting rid of it at all. Based upon a lot of the comments I've seen here on YouTube and on Instagram, people kind of have mixed results when it comes to termination. So how am I going to be terminating this? The question is, I don't really know. I've never planted it before, but today we're going to talk about experiments and ways that we could potentially kill this cover crop. So how do you kill it? Well, our easiest option would be climate kills it. Frost kills it, winter takes it out, but frost doesn't kill it, and here, winter won't kill it. Now, depending on where you're at, winter might be severe enough to take this out, but definitely for me, that's not an option, and that would have been the easiest option. So we have to look at other options, and I have 6 of them. Let's get into them. Option number 1, crimp it. Bend it or break it at the soil surface. On a large scale, this could be a roller crimper mounted to a piece of machinery. On a medium scale, maybe that's a board and a few people stepping on the board to knock down rows at a time. On a small scale, it's me with my foot doing it. You could leave the crop full height and just drop it as is, or you could cut it off just above the soil surface, leaving enough stubble to actually bend, break, and crimp. In order of difficulty, 1 being the easiest, 10 being the hardest, this is really a 2 out of 10. It's pretty easy, and I think it's going to be pretty effective. I think this will work based upon a lot of people's comments. Option number 2, surface cut. We're going to cut the plant off right at soil surface, leaving no stubble at all. If we just stop there, the plant would probably regrow, so we have to take an extra step. So after we cut it off at soil surface, we're going to tarp it. Leave the tarp on, and hopefully the weakening of the plant by cutting it and the tarp creating a bad environment will end up killing the cover crop. In terms of difficulty, this is about a 3 out of 10. I think it's a little harder than just crimping, but still pretty easy. Option number 3 is deep cut, where you're going to cut it off below the soil surface, removing that root stem core connection. You're going to force the root cells to create new stem cells to regrow, and you're not going to leave any stem there to regrow. You could then use all that biomass somewhere else and see if it'll actually regrow or not. I'm not sure if this will work, but I think cutting it off below the ground makes it harder for the plant to recover, and I think it could work. In terms of difficulty, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10 because you are going below ground to do the cut and you're having to go plant by plant by plant. Option number 4, deep cut with tarp. Here we're going to use the same deep cut method that we just talked about, only we're adding a tarp to the mix to try and slow down any persistent or aggressive regrowth. Is the tarp needed? I don't know. We'll find out in the experiments coming up. Option number 5, pull it. In the pull it option, we're going to do just that. We're going to go plant by plant, pulling them out of the soil so they can't regrow, leaving root mass in the soil, but we're probably removing a lot of root mass from the soil when we pull it. That's why it's not my favorite option to do this, because I want a lot of those roots left in the soil. But if you had to get them out, best option is to probably just pull them from the soil and then compost all the biomass in a different place and reintroduce that compost to the bed. In terms of difficulty level, this is a 5+. Could be relatively easy and could be very hard depending on how vigorous these plants have anchored themselves into the ground. So pretty difficult and not the best option. Option 6, squeeze, squeeze. 1 out of 10 in terms of ease, but with trade-offs. Not my preferred method of termination, yet it is an option. What do you think? Did I miss any options here? Are there more ways that we could potentially terminate it? What has worked for you if you've grown sorghum-sudangrass in the past and you have terminated it successfully when you wanted to terminate it? Leave your comments below and stay tuned on this channel. In a few weeks, I'll have a video showing how all of these experiments worked out. Yeah, I'm gonna make you wait, so you're just gonna have to subscribe or make a note to come back and check out that video. Thanks for watching this one. Until next time, be nice, be thankful, and do the work.